Welcome back. I'm Helen.
I'm James.
And we are global nomads. And in 2024, we sold everything we owned to retire early and travel full time. Welcome to part 3 of our Amtrak journey across America. In part 1, you saw us on the California Zephyr, where we traveled between Chicago and San Francisco. And part 2 took us on the Pacific Surfliner from San Diego up to LA. Today's journey is going to be on the coast Starlight, and we're going to be traveling from LA all the way up to Seattle.
We arrive at the famous Los Angeles Union Station, and this is the largest rail terminal in the Western USA. It opened in 1939. The station has been home to many films, so you may well recognize it from one of your favorite Hollywood blockbusters.
As a historic building, the station is well worth arriving early at and having a look around. There's some really interesting architecture and tiling, and there's several areas that are set up with details on what movies were filmed there and the history of the building. If you are traveling in a roomette or a bedroom, you will have access to the Metropolitan Lounge before boarding. If you arrive before the Metropolitan Lounge is open though, or you're traveling in coach, there are several waiting areas. These seating areas are sectioned off though, and they are going to be manned as well. So you will need to show that you have a valid ticket just to enter the seating area. I believe this is because of the number of homeless people that there are in LA and to kind of counteract people sleeping in the station.
This is the Metropolitan Lounge. Now, if you've watched our previous videos, this is nowhere near as grand as the one in Chicago. But it has everything you need. It has snacks, non-alcoholic drinks, and a safe and comfortable waiting area while you're waiting for your train to come in.
There's also clean bathrooms and even a little kiddies play area. If you're that way inclined and are a train spotter, there's also some views over the tracks.
This is also manned by Amtrak staff, so if you have any questions, they'll be more than happy to help you.
They will also check you in and make sure that you have a valid ticket before they give you entrance into the lounge. And as soon as your train is ready to depart, they're going to make an announcement that it's time to head down to the track. At many of the larger stations, they will have a service called Red Caps here. And these are going to be guys and girls who drive around in golf carts and will help you with your luggage and can drive you out to the train. Some of the stations are quite large. For example, when we arrived in LA on another train, we jumped in the Red Cap service and they whisked us down to the exit. It does save you some time, and if you have mobility issues, for sure you're going to want to use this service. To head to this train from the Metropolitan Lounge, though, it is quite a long distance and they put everybody in golf carts. There was no option to walk. And we also had to cross some tracks. So that's obviously why this service was here, for safety as well. Typically, you will board the train about half an hour before departure time, so you've got plenty of time. There's no huge rush that you have to be rushing onto the train, but it'll give you plenty of time to get to your carriage, meet your carriage attendant, who'll again check your ticket and guide you to your area, whether that's a roomette or a bedroom.
The Red Cap attendants will, as well as escorting you, escort your luggage. Just make sure you have enough cash to tip your Red Cap and also your cabin attendant. So carry a few small notes ready for that. We leave Los Angeles Union Station on time, and we are being pulled today by a Siemens ALC 42 unit taking our Superliner carriages all the way from Los Angeles up to Seattle.
The Superliner carriages are basically double-decker. So when you enter on the lower level, there's going to be roomettes and bedrooms, as well as some bathrooms and showers. And then on the upper level, there's going to be some more roomettes and bedrooms, as well as the regular coach classes, which are going to be the same on both trains. On the East Coast, they operate the Viewliner trains, which are a single level. They still have the same 3 classes of travel, so still the coach, the roomettes and the bedrooms, but they're a single level carriage, not a double, mainly because there's tunnel restrictions on the East Coast and for height restrictions. So the Superliner carriages are a little bit taller. The one exception to this, if you saw the previous video, is the Pacific Surfliner, which is neither of those trains. It's slightly different and operates more like a regular commuter train, although it is still a double level. Because of the length of duration of the journey, it's only a coach level class operated.
This journey is going to take us a total of 35 hours. We're going to cover a total of 1,377 miles, or 2,216 kilometres. For us, we booked a roomette, and the cost for that for 2 people is $672 US. We're going to cross 3 states. We start in California, we then go into Oregon, and we finish in Washington State. This train service is one of the most picturesque in America, if not anywhere in the world, and we're going to follow the Pacific Coast Highway for the majority of it until we get to Oregon.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Coast Starlight, where we are in a roomette and we are traveling from Los Angeles to Seattle today, which is a journey time of about 35 hours. So this is our little roomette, emphasis on little, and it's designed for 2 people. So during the day mode, there are 2 seats that face each other. At the moment, the seat facing me is in day mode. I have mine down to kind of half night mode. They will slide together and make the lower bunk. Tonight, I just like to sit with my feet up, so I've already pulled my side out. Each seat comes with a nice Amtrak fluffy pillow. A big fan of these pillows. They're very nice and soft and squishy. So I like them, and unlike an airline, you actually get a full-size pillow, which is nice to sleep on. You do only get one though. Now we like to sleep with our heads a little bit higher up, so what we do is bring a inflatable camping pillow. This will deflate and go down to something that fits about this big in our backpack, so it works really well. And then we'll use this underneath the Amtrak pillow for just a little bit more comfort. It works really well. We've used it a couple of times. It works really well. So in day mode, the seat will recline slightly too, but not quite as far as I have this one down at the moment. So each seat does come with its own personal light right here, a little reading light. And then on my side, I have the AC control. So it's quite sensitive. It doesn't change the temperature a lot, but it is quite sensitive, so I'm leaving it alone today. But it can be adjusted slightly. There is one outlet in the whole room. So if you are going to be on a long journey like we are and you need to charge all your devices, make sure to bring an extension cord, or we have this Anchor charging block that you can plug all their USBs into. Again, works really well. So that's on my side. On the opposite side is kind of a mirror image with the light. The only thing that's different is there is the control for the announcements in the cabin. So when the conductor makes announcements, you can control how loud that is when it comes in. And there's also an attendant call button. So each car has an in-car attendant that will basically take care of you for the whole journey. They're the ones that tonight are going to make up your bed. They're going to make sure that the bathrooms stay clean, provide tea and coffee, and are pretty much there for anything you might need during the journey. And if you need them, you can press that button and they're going to come right to you. Just like on a plane, if you press the attendant call button on a plane. So that's kind of the fixtures we've got. In the middle here, we have also got, if I move my charger, everybody gets a bottle of water when you go on board. We always get a box of tissues. Then we've got a safety instructions card. This is really, again, just like you'd see on an airplane. They tell you what to do in the event of an emergency, where everything is, and most importantly, how to take out this panel in the event of an emergency. I should add, the Superliner cars are double deckers. So we're actually on the top deck, and below us are more roomettes and bathrooms. I'll talk about that in a sec though. But there are 2 levels, so we are a little bit higher up too. So if there was an emergency, we would need to break this out to get into it. But that's basically safety instructions. We also get a menu card. Being in a sleeper car, you do get 3 meals a day included. So breakfast, lunch and dinner. At dinner, You will also get an alcoholic drink included, otherwise you just get soft drinks included. At the end of each car during the day, there's also water and coffee available. So the menu is in here. You do have the option to go to the dining car, or you can actually eat in your room too, and the cabin attendant will bring it into you if that's what you prefer to do, which was a COVID thing, I believe, that they kept. In the middle here, we've also got a table, pop up, and it's also got flaps on that pop out either side too. You can make it a bit bigger. There's also a checkers board on here for anybody that still plays checkers. So that's handy if you do want to eat in the room. So that's kind of the lower deck. Oh, we also have a trash can down here, and then the world's smallest closet. It's very narrow, but you could get a jacket in there if you needed to. So that's the closet. Seats are a really nice wide size. I'm not the smallest person in the world. You can see there's still plenty of room next to me. That also gives you plenty of shoulder space tonight when it becomes the bunk. I believe these ones are like 24 inches wide from memory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 24, 26 inches wide. The top bunk, which is right up here, is a little bit narrower for the unfortunate person that gets to go up there.
Me.
Which is not me. The bunk actually does go up into 2 levels, so there's a fully down level for tonight, and then it will go halfway up. So what we do, because there's not much space, is put it halfway up and then we put our backpacks up there. That's kind of a pro tip. There are, because this is such a long journey, like I said, downstairs there are more roomettes and also bedrooms. Amtrak does also do bedrooms, which are quite significantly larger. Oh, there goes my charger. They're quite significantly larger than the roomettes. However, they're quite significantly more expensive too. But they, like I said, they do have their own private bathroom, but it's tiny. It's only like the width of the toilet, and it does have a shower in. But if you wanted to use the shower, everything's going to get wet in your toilet. So for people like us in the roomettes, there's a toilet on this upper level, and downstairs there's more toilets and also a shower room that's stocked with everything you might need, towels and shower gel, all that kind of stuff. Each room does lock from the inside, so that's the roomettes and the bedrooms also do. So at night when we go to bed, we can pull the curtains across. There is a curtain across the door and the little window, and the door will lock from the inside. However, it won't lock from the outside. That said, when you go to dinner, your cabin attendant is around. We haven't had any issues leaving our things in here, but use normal precautions. Don't a whole load of cash in here. That wouldn't be very sensible. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's everything. Yep, I think that's everything on the roomette on the Coast Starlight. So included in the cost of your ticket, if you're traveling in a roomette or a bedroom, is basically all your food. So you're going to be headed to the restaurant car to have your dinner, breakfast and lunch. Typically, the manager in there is going to come around and talk to you and assign a time to you for dinner. They'll ask you and try and accommodate the time that you want as best as possible, but this really depends on how many other people they've got to before you as to whether you get the time you want. The alternative to that is you can ask your car attendant to bring your meals to your roomette or your bedroom. We did that a couple of times if you don't want to head to the restaurant car. In the restaurant car, it is like family style seating. So seating is arranged in booths of 4, and you are going to get to make friends. So typically, if you're a couple traveling, they're going to seat you on one side, and then you're going to sit opposite another pair of people, whoever they happen to be. On a few occasions, we have dined just 2 of us, but typically these routes are busy, especially in the summer. So you are going to make friends. In the evening as well, you're going to get a drink included. So that is 1 alcoholic drink. It's only 1 drink. So either an alcoholic or a non-alcoholic drink. The guys and girls in the restaurant car are going to serve you. So just as you are in any other restaurant, you will need to tip these guys. So again, make sure you bring some dollars, some cash so that you can leave them a tip.
On this train, we had an observation car, or it's also known as a Sightseer Lounge. It's open to all passengers and is located near the middle of the train, and it provides panoramic views of the scenery. It gets busy. You've got to remember that these are open seating, and some people are sleeping here throughout the whole of the journey. Now, this journey was 35 hours, but on some they're up to 51 and a half hours, and people will stay up in the observation car for the whole journey. In the middle of the Sightseer Lounge is a set of stairs that will take you down to the lower level, and there you will find the cafe car. This has a small snack bar with a microwave, so you can microwave some of the meals that they provide. It also sells alcoholic drinks. It has snacks, some fruit, sandwiches, things like that. And then there's a little seating area on the lower level where you can consume those. You can also take those snacks back to your room, roomette, or bedroom.
Everything in here is paid for though, so be aware of that. It's only meals in the restaurant car that are included in your ticket for the roomette or bedroom.
When you book seats either over the phone or on Amtrak.com, you can't actually specify whether you want to sit on the left or the right-hand side. You can call them and try and change it, but there's no guarantee that your seat is going to be facing the way you want it to be. On this particular journey, we wanted to be on the left-hand side, and that way you get all of the views going along the coast. On the right-hand side, however, you will see there's still plenty to see. One of the things you'll see is the SpaceX launch facility, which is located in California.
As it turned out, our roomette was on the right-hand side of the train. However, for the stretch up along the coast, there was an empty roomette on the left, and we spoke to our cabin attendant and asked if we could move and just sit there for the short journey up the coast, and he agreed. So we were able to spend a few hours enjoying the coast. Having said that, the weather was not the kindest to us. You'll see from the clips here that it was kind of murky. Although we did get some breaks in the clouds, it was still a really nice run up the coast. It's still a route I would highly recommend doing.
A good section of this journey hugs the coast of California. You're not on this for the whole of the journey, but you do get some amazing views as you go along. You can see the beach, you can see the ocean. It's really well worth the journey.
As this is such a scenic route, we'll let you enjoy some views. The following morning, just as we awoke very early, I happened to look out the window and there was Mount Shasta. We had some great views. The weather was kind to us this morning and it was clear. And not long after this, I also saw a bear from the train. And sadly, I didn't catch it on video, but we really enjoyed going up through the mountains and the trees. The scenery on this route is amazing. So, contrary to what you might have heard about Amtrak, we actually arrived on time. And this was of our 3 big journeys that we did so far. All did actually arrive on time. We had some delays along the way, but they did catch up. And at our final destination, we arrived on time. After 35 hours, it was a long time on a train. And we were both ready for a nice hotel bed and a shower. That said, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Great fun, great views, well worth it.
So thanks for watching. So join us next time and we'll be traveling on the Empire Builder from Seattle all the way back over to Chicago.
Thanks, like and subscribe.